4. Numéro 3.
You can just, there's a bit of a delay, but,
So she can just talk and they'll hear her.
yeah, and then they'll hear her, and they're gonna ask the questions in English, but I think they will be translating into French for the audience, and then back, so. But it will be quite a treat for them.
Yeah.
here. I'll be in about 9:15 at the airport, and then I'll go to my car. And right. Yeah, huh? I'm getting ready to start. All right. Oh, good. I just wrote funny. Move on. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. All right. I don't know offhand. Oh, I do know offhand. Hold on. American Airlines Flight 3908. No, that's the other one. Flight, yeah, 125. I know 916. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Yeah, it's all working out. All right. Talk to you later. Bye. nice. It's pretty nice here. I was surprised. I was expecting it to be a lot cooler. Yeah, it really is. It's amazing. And it's had everybody from all over the globe try to put it together. Really? It's been quite the production. Yeah, with the whole a different. So great.
Really nice.
Hi. Hi there. Thank you so much for taking time out to do this.
So just what I'm drinking. Where they came. Thanks, hon.
They don't have those in France.
That is so amazing. Are there people in the theater at all?
People going into the theater now, and then your image will be projected up on the screen, so it'll be.
Oh my God!
It'll be
Am I going to see
large.
myself on the screen?
Yes, you will. So.
Oh my God! I should be like fixing my hair. Oh, we're going to see the whole thing. We should have everybody come into camera. I'm going to be on that huge screen.
Oh my God!
Like all these hands, like.
Yes, really just.
That is hysterical. Are they going to be speaking English when they ask these questions?
What they're going to do, there's two journalists. They will take turns asking you questions. They speak English, last in English, but somebody will translate for the audience into French.
Okay.
So there'll be a bit of a delay. And you can, deal with it however you want, comfortable, smile or.
No, the camera's up there.
Yeah.
So should I be looking there?
Well, it's sort of up to you. I think it really, if it's kind of straight on, it's sort of. I was hoping that they would be there and we could sort of play with it a bit before we actually got rolling. So.
Just got on left here, which is.
I like it. It breaks up the formalness of it.
It gets cool in here too. So.
It is. You always win.
I'm leaving.
That's the last one.
That's it for the year. Don't even think about it.
Is it going to be kind of
here?
there?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. It's just. Well, it is. It's just amazing.
I can't believe there's actually people in the theater.
Hello, Sandra. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hello.
Yes.
You're not on
How
the
are
air.
you?
Very well. How are you? It's very great to have
I'm
you.
so far so. Oh,
And-
thank you.
Well, the connection is excellent, and you look absolutely
really good?
gorgeous. So, what is going to happen?
Can you hear when you
Yes.
when you? So I should wait for you to finish talking before I start talking, right?
Yes, this is the best. Especially there will be some translation, very short translation, but from time to time you will have enough time to prepare your answer, because there will be the translation into French before the question is over. You understand?
Oh, great. Okay.
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 What
Why
will
is it that I can't see you?
because right now everything has been shut off. The theater is in the dark. The people are all seated, and our journalist Patrick Fabre, who will be talking to you in a minute, will prepare the audience to what they are going to see, and then he will give a great welcome Sandra Bullock, and at this point we will put your image, blow it up on the screen, and it will be the time for you to say hello, hello France.
Blow up my image.
It looks like it's going to be quite
Yeah, it's wild.
a large. Are you comfortable? Do you want to move over, or?
I'm actually fine.
You're
I mean, am
fine,
I okay
okay.
where? I'll introduce you, Pamela.
Okay, Sandra, now I will leave the microphone to Patrick Fabre, who is the master of ceremony tonight at the theater. Okay?
Okay, great.
Okay, it's nice.
Hi.
It's nice talking to you, Sandra. I'm Patrick
Thank
Fabre.
you, you too.
Thanks.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm quite fine. You know, it's great chatting with you. I met you when you were in France for Speed, and I did an interview of you.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it was very nice.
Oh, well, too bad I can't see your face to know who I'm actually talking to, but, you know.
Oh,
It's a
you
very one-sided thing here.
no, you will see my face. You will see my face in 5 minutes. I hope you will enjoy it.
I'm sure I will.
Thank you. You're too kind.
Exactly. And I talk so fast.
Yeah.
My mother can't even understand.
So is there any, I don't know what else to tell you, I guess that Stacy tells
Yeah,
you
they filled me in as much as they could, you know. Yeah. Now, is Erwin going to be there?
No, Erwin, that's the only thing, I guess, when it comes to a close, they just kind of want you to lead in to Erwin and Rob's press conference. So they're doing a press conference once we stop in half an hour.
Somewhere else, not in the theater.
Somewhere else, no, in LA.
Oh, they are.
An internet press conference.
So I'm introducing Erwin, and they're going to be coming up on this.
No, they're not going to be coming up on this. They'll be seeing the movie. They're going to see the net. And that's going to be broadcast, I believe, later on. I'm not exactly
So
sure how
this
that
is
part
just
fits
now.
into it.
This is now. This is not a later thing.
Right. No, this is now, and this is happening. And once you're done, the audience is going to see the net.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's being broadcast over radio later, which is why the lead-in with, I've got to go, but, Erwin and
Okay.
Rob are going to, do the press conference on the internet.
Okay. Great.
So that's, I think, the only thing that they wanted. And then just to mention that people could post questions to you on the internet. I don't know how,
Okay.
you know.
So do you know a rough idea of what the basic questions are going to be?
No, I guess they figure Patrick is going to ask you about films and acting, and Frederick, the other journalist, will be
Bonsoir.
asking about work with literacy.
Hi, how are you?
Merci d'être venu ce soir pour assister à une première européenne, la première visioconférence qui aura lieu donc à l'occasion de la sortie demain de Track sur Internet, le film de Irving Winkler. Nous aurons avec nous Miss Sandra Bullock, l'actrice principale, à qui vous pourrez normalement poser quelques questions. Avec moi pour poser des questions, moi je traduirai ces questions, je traduirai brièvement ces réponses parce que nous avons une demi-heure en tout et pour tout de ligne avec les États-Unis. Donc elles sont assez précieuses et on va plutôt la laisser parler elles que d'écouter les traductions. Je ferai des petites traductions très courtes qui vous permettront de comprendre ce qu'elle dit. Enfin, je suis sûr que beaucoup d'entre vous parlent anglais. Pour ce qui est du déroulement de la soirée, nous serons deux à poser des questions à Sandra Bullock, puis vous pourrez en poser quelques-unes. Vous serez bien entendu indulgent puisque c'est une première européenne. Vous allez voir, c'est assez impressionnant l'image que vous allez voir sur l'écran. S'il y a quelques sautes dans l'image, c'est assez normal parce que c'est comme c'est de l'image vidéo, on tourne, je ne sais pas, en 16 ou 18 images secondes, donc des fois il y a des sauts dans l'image. C'est tout à fait normal, mais c'est quand même une très très belle expérience, d'autant qu'elle est à quelques milliers de kilomètres d'ici et que vous allez pouvoir lui parler comme si elle était au coin de la rue. Voilà. Donc, il ne me reste plus qu'à entamer cette soirée en appelant Miss Sandra Bullock. Hi Sandra, can you see me now?
Yes, I can. Bonjour.
So can you see the audience?
What?
Can you see the audience? Est-ce que vous pouvez voir le public? Est-ce qu'on peut faire un plan du public?
It's a little bit, I can barely hear you. I can see you and you look very nice, but I can barely hear you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bon, on a apparemment elle a de tout petits problèmes pour nous entendre. Elle me trouve pas trop mal, je me trouve pas trop mal non plus, donc tout va bien. Je vais appeler tout de suite mon camarade pour animer cette soirée avec moi, Frédéric.
Bonsoir.
So Frédéric is with me to ask you some questions. Frédéric is
Sandra.
working for Canal+, pour
Hello,
le
Sandra.
journal du cinéma.
Hi, Sandra. How are you?
Frederick, how are you?
Fine, thank
Good,
you.
I'm fine.
Great.
So, can you tell us where you are right now?
I'm sorry, I missed half of that. What?
Can you tell us, Sandra, where you are right now?
Right now, I'm in Jackson, Mississippi.
What are you doing there?
I have no idea.
I mean, are you shooting a movie or what?
No, Yes, I'm shooting a film right now called A Time to Kill
With whom?
with, many, many people. Well, it's being directed by Joel Schumacher, who did Batman and The Client and many other films. The other actors in it are Samuel Jackson from Pulp Fiction, Brenda Fricker from My Left Foot and many other films, Donald Sutherland, Kiefer Sutherland, Kevin Spacey, and a wonderful new actor called Matthew McConaughey. He's done several films in the United States, but this is his biggest role, so it's a huge, really, really talented cast.
Alors juste pour vous dire qu'elle se trouve actuellement à Jackson, Mississippi. Elle était hier à Los Angeles, elle a dû s'envoler pour ce tournage pour être à Jackson. Elle est en train de tourner un film de Joel Schumacher, le réalisateur de Batman 3, qui s'appelle A Time to Kill et qui est une adaptation d'un roman de John Grisham. Il y a avec elle Kevin Spacey, Donald Sutherland, Kiefer Sutherland, tout un tas d'acteurs fantastiques.
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson qui était dans Pulp Fiction. So, can you...
Better in French.
Thank you. Can you tell us a little more about the net? What's the story about? What's the plot? Quelle est l'histoire de Track sur Internet? Est-ce que vous pouvez nous dire quelque chose sur le sujet du film, sur le...
Okay, the net, it pretty much is sort of paralleling what's going on today with the computer age and the sort of the information superhighway. It's sort of traveling a lot faster than we can keep up with it. And in the story in the net, I play a computer analyst who stumbles on a virus that I'm not supposed to know about. I don't realize I have this information until I go on vacation. And since my job keeps me at home a lot and my personality is such that I'm not the kind of person who really does well around a lot of people, this vacation is sort of a really big thing for me. So I go on vacation and then I meet a very handsome Englishman who I then proceed to have a very tiny affair with, very small affair, who then tries to kill me.
Maybe you
So
shouldn't
after
tell
that
more.
happens,
Maybe you shouldn't tell more.
What?
Maybe you shouldn't
What?
tell
What?
more. Because they're going to discover the movie right after they see you, you know?
I didn't understand what you said, I'm sorry.
Don't speak about this movie anymore because they will see the movie right after that. Don't tell them the end.
Okay, so that's where I'm going to stop, and then it gets really good after that.
Good. Donc, est-ce que vous avez compris qu'il s'agit donc bien entendu d'un film qui se déroule dans le milieu actuel de l'informatique. Elle joue elle-même une informaticienne qui découvre un virus qu'elle n'aurait pas dû découvrir et par la suite il va lui arriver tout un tas d'ennuis. Enfin, vous allez découvrir tout ça dans le film.
Sandra, do you usually connect on the net?
I did for a really, really long time until I did this film. And then the things that I found out are things that I really didn't want to know. And once you find out certain information and you realize how easy it is for people to sort of watch what you're doing on the internet, it would scare pretty much anybody. And it scared me off of it for a while, so I haven't been on it for a while because I'm so afraid that people are listening in on my conversations.
Alors, on lui a demandé si elle se connectait de temps en temps sur Internet. Elle dit qu'elle l'a fait pendant très longtemps et que maintenant elle ne le fait plus trop. Elle n'aime pas trop l'idée qu'on puisse savoir ce qu'elle fait sur un ordinateur. Elle trouve ça assez effrayant.
C'est-à-dire que en fait, le film, le sujet du film, avoir tourné ce film, Track sur Internet, l'a plutôt découragée à continuer à elle-même se connecter.
Have you ever been asked to speak on the net? Have you ever chat with people on the net?
Oh, all the time. I'm so lazy about actually returning people's phone calls or keeping in touch with people, especially if I'm away working. So the internet was a really great way to sort of keep in touch with everybody that I knew through, the email system that it had. And at the beginning, I think everyone who gets, the internet system, either America Online or any of the internet systems, you spend a lot of time on the internet talking to people that normally you would never talk to. So I would spend about a good five hours a night on the internet just talking people's ears off.
Alors, elle aime bien parler sur Internet avec des gens. Elle préfère ça plutôt que de répondre aux lettres. Apparemment, ça va plus vite.
Ou au coup de fil.
Ou au coup de fil, même. Et ça l'amuse beaucoup en 2 mots. Et elle lui est arrivé de faire ça pendant 5 heures d'affilée. Et elle adore ça. Elle rencontre des gens qu'elle n'a jamais rencontrés avant. Et voilà. What kind of video game player are you, Sandra? Are you The Sega player or the Nintendo player?
Video game player. It really all depends. You know, I kind of like pinball games more than I do video games.
Je lui ai demandé si elle jouait à des jeux vidéo, si elle jouait beaucoup à des jeux vidéo, si elle était plutôt Sega ou Nintendo. Elle dit que non, elle aime bien jouer au flipper. Voilà. Très moderne.
Do you have fans on the net? Do you know the site I Love Sandra? Have you ever been on that site, on that net?
There is a web about you.
Is there?
Yes, there is a web about you called.
I don't even want to read it. I'm so sensitive. I'm so hypersensitive. I'm always afraid that if I actually go on something like that, you'll read more horrible things about you than nice things. So I just, if I pretend like it's not there, to me it doesn't exist. I mean, I don't know if I want to read people's honest opinions about me. I'd rather them lie to my face and then, you know, leave it up on the internet for them to say the truth.
No, Sandra, they are not there to speak bad things about you. It's a fan club with pictures, with stuff about you, and
Pictures? What kind of pictures?
Pictures the fans took.
Am I fully clothed? Am I in the bikini number that I tend to run around in?
sorry, we cannot tell you about that right now. We're sorry.
Oh, thank you very much.
On lui a demandé si elle était allée sur le fan club Sandra Bullock, parce qu'il existe un fan club Sandra Bullock sur Internet. Et elle dit que non, elle n'a pas envie de voir les gens qui disent des choses méchantes sur elle. Alors je lui ai dit que non, c'était un fan club et qu'il y a des photos d'elle. Et elle demande si c'est des photos d'elle nues ou pas. Donc je lui ai dit qu'on ne pouvait pas trop répondre à cette question en ce moment.
I know.
You said you have an email. What's the nicest message you ever had on your email?
Oh, that's very dangerous territory to get into.
Come on.
Well, you're pushy, aren't you? The nicest email I've had. You know, one great time that I was on the online is when we did. We sort of did an open internet conference on the internet for the net here in the States. And after, you know, they sort of had somebody in the middle regulating people's questions, so they did, you know, once again, they couldn't say all those horrible things that I'm not supposed to hear. But once they finished the interview, all of a sudden the internet was open, and for like 5 minutes there wasn't anybody there to regulate it, and everybody was able to get in, and some of the greatest things were said. I mean, you'd be amazed at how young the people on the internet are. I just, kids, older people were just, it was a really nice day that you kind of left there feeling good about everything because there wasn't anybody there to censor and make sure they were saying nice things. People were being really honest, and that was a really great time that I had. People were really, really kind that day. So I'd say in that day, some of the nicest things that I've ever read were said, but on a personal level, I've had some pretty nice things said, but I'll never tell you about it.
Ok.
Donc les plus belles choses qu'elle ait eues sur Internet la concernant, en fait, ça a été à l'issue d'une conférence qui était organisée justement aux États-Unis pour track sur Internet. Mais elle a eu aussi de très très jolis messages personnels sur sa boîte privée et ça, elle ne nous en parlera pas.
You know, there is right now a trend in the United States, you know, all the movies about cyberspace, like Johnny Mnemonic, Virtuosity, hackers and everything like that. What do you think of that trend?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just, I think it's a reflection of the times. It's a really hard subject to make films about. I think, you know, I'm a pretty good example of what I think the American general public likes to go see. And normally I wouldn't like to go see a film about the internet, but if there's a great human story and sort of intertwined in the thrill of the internet, then I think you can pull it off. But it's a really hard subject matter, and it's a trend that it's a difficult one to maintain. So I think it's just reflecting the times right now and how new all of this is to everyone.
Donc en fait, Sandra Bullock dit que le genre de film, il y a une vague de films sur le cyberspace dont parlait Frédéric, dont certains films qui vont arriver en France comme Johnny Mnemonic. Elle dit que en fait c'est une vague qu'il y a actuellement, mais bon, elle ne sait pas si ça passera pas, mais c'est juste une mode peut-être.
Can you say that the best thing that happened to you was to drive a bus on a highway?
Best thing that happened to me, but not the people who are on the freeway along with me. It was a pretty amazing thing that happened that I still don't understand, and nor will I question it and try to figure it out because, once you figure it out, the magic isn't there anymore. But it's been an amazing experience. I was never prepared for anything like this at all.
Donc elle dit que c'était effectivement de conduire un bus a été peut-être une des meilleures choses dans sa vie, pour elle, mais sûrement pas pour les gens qui étaient sur l'autoroute avec elle. Mais effectivement, c'est quelque chose qui a changé sa vie. Bien entendu, on fait référence au film Speed qu'elle a tourné avec Keanu Reeves.
Do you think the success of Speed and While You Were Sleeping changed the way studio executives talk to you?
The way that people talk to me, did you say?
The way Hollywood talk to you?
Oh. Yes, no longer do they yell at me, but now they unusually are very nice.
Oui, alors effectivement, maintenant, depuis just a second, depuis les succès qu'elle a connus aux États-Unis avec While You Were Sleeping, qui s'appelait en France non pas Tant que tu dormais, mais L'amour à tout prix, merci. Ou Speed, donc bien évidemment, les gens ne lui crient plus dessus, enfin les producteurs d'Hollywood ne lui crient plus dessus, ils sont devenus beaucoup plus gentils avec elle, et on les comprend.
You wanted to say something?
Along with any amount of success, I think comes another level of trust and respect from people. The nice thing about Speed and While You Were Sleeping is that it sort of laid the groundwork for me to go back and do the smaller, odder films that I tend to like to do and sort of take more risks. They were basically my insurance. With their success, people sort of step back and continue to allow me to do and make the strange choices that I always seem to make. But absolutely, there's a whole nother level of I don't know if I want to say respect, but especially for a woman in the industry, it's hard to sort of find your niche. But it's been great. Creatively, it's been really wonderful in what it's helped me to do. So people are treating me a little different, just a little bit.
Donc en tout cas, elle a obtenu, disons, une sorte de respect, parce que c'est assez difficile pour une femme de faire sa percée à Hollywood. Et ça lui a en tout cas permis d'avoir une démarche peut-être plus créative. Et ça, c'est très très bien, elle est assez contente de ça. So you were talking about a special experience, but in Demolition Man, you had that special experience with Sylvester Stallone via a cyber something, a cyber helmet.
Cyber sex.
Cyber sex. So what do you think about cyber sex?
Well, number one, it's safe.
For sure.
You know what? Honestly, I have to say I'm all for it. I think it's a great tool for the future. I think every household should have something like that. The sooner, the better.
Ok, donc je lui demandais si elle se souvenait d'une autre expérience à part conduire les bus, qui était une expérience qu'elle avait eue avec Sylvester Stallone dans Demolition Man, à savoir il y avait une scène où on les voyait faire l'amour à l'aide d'un casque, donc avoir du cybersex. Elle dit qu'elle trouve ça très bien. D'abord, elle trouve que c'est safe, c'est sans risque. Et ensuite, elle pense que c'est plutôt pas mal, qu'elle trouve que c'est une bonne chose à venir et qu'elle est assez impatiente en fait que ça arrive.
Sandra, we were talking about all the frenzy around you right now in Hollywood, and some media said to you about you that you are the new Julia Roberts. Do you think you're the new Julia Roberts?
I think there's one Julia Roberts, and she's really earned her place. I think I'm just the next somebody else that they can't quite figure out yet. So they kind of want to put me someplace that people can relate to. So I don't know what I'm the next. I'm the next something. I haven't quite figured out what it was, but Julia has really earned her place, and because of her, basically, it's opened doors for people like me who weren't conventional or, enough girl next door or enough, I wasn't ethnic enough, or we're just not perfect, and that's become a lot more acceptable, and because of her, she's opened the door to that, but I'm the next something. I haven't quite figured out myself what that was, but it's a flattering comment. It is a really flattering comment.
Alors donc à la question, c'est vrai qu'aux États-Unis on dit beaucoup qu'elle est la nouvelle Julia Roberts ou la prochaine Julia Roberts. Elle dit qu'elle ne sait pas elle-même si elle est la prochaine quoi que ce soit, que c'est peut-être à elle de le trouver. En tout cas, que Julia Roberts a permis à pas mal d'actrices comme elle, qui, dit-elle, ne sont pas parfaites physiquement, peut-être moins maquillées, etc., de trouver une place dans le cinéma. Elle est assez humble en fait, Sandra Bullock. But are you anxious to hear about the next Sandra Bullock? When Hollywood is going to talk about the next Sandra Bullock?
Well, I have a feeling the next Sandra Bullock will probably be my children. So, because I'm going to name all my children after me, just so people remember who I was.
Ok, apparemment les.
If I could...
No, go ahead, please.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Continue.
Donc, elle n'est pas très anxieuse apparemment de savoir qui sera, si un jour on va parler d'une nouvelle Sandra Bullock, ce qui voudrait dire que déjà elle a un peu évolué dans le métier. Elle dit qu'en fait, peut-être la prochaine Sandra Bullock, ça sera sa fille, quoi, et qui permettra de perpétuer son nom. Go ahead, please.
It's just, if that ever happens, I'd be interested to see who they think I am. So maybe I can finally figure out who I am. Does that make sense?
Yes. Si jamais ça arrive, ça me permettra peut-être de savoir comment on me perçoit, quelle image les gens ont de moi, et ça me permettra peut-être de savoir à quoi je ressemble.
Sandra, you were supposed to be in Batman Forever, you were supposed to be in Sidney Pollack's Sabrina, you were supposed to be in Pretty Woman 2, you were supposed to be in the new version of Peter Pan. Are you everywhere right now, or are you right now the hottest girl in town?
I'm also supposed to be at my parents' house in Virginia, and I'm not. No, it's amazing. Recently, I found out a lot of places I'm supposed to be, and nobody bothered to tell me about it. All those films that you just mentioned, with the exception of one, I never even read, nor did anybody come up to me. And I actually wouldn't mind being Peter Pan. I think that'd be kind of fun. But the Batman Forever, I had already committed to While You Were Sleeping, and I couldn't do two films at one time, and we couldn't work out the schedule, so I didn't turn it down. I just, I had to do what I already signed to do, and I felt it was a really good choice for me. So all the other films, I never even read, but if Peter Pan does come along, I will think very seriously about that one.
Donc en fait, on lui prête beaucoup de sujets de films qu'elle est censée tourner, Pretty Woman 2, Batman Forever, etc. En fait, le seul qu'elle ait vraiment eu en main, c'était Batman Forever, qu'elle n'a pas pu tourner parce qu'elle était déjà engagée sur l'amour à tout prix. Et on parle aussi d'un projet de Peter Pan, et si jamais ça devait se faire, elle serait effectivement très intéressée.
Sandra, if we were on the net and there would be a Sandra Bullock's file, what would we find in this file?
Probably the same thing you'd find in my closet, a big mess.
Such as?
A lot of laundry that hasn't been done, a little baggage, I have no idea. I haven't been home in about a year, so I have no idea what's even in my closet to make a parallel to what might be in my file. It's amazing what I hear people find in my file. It's stuff that I didn't even know about myself. I hear a lot about my relationships that's being talked about on the internet, and I learn a lot about myself that I didn't even know, so I have no idea. You go look at it, then you let me know what's in there, and then maybe I'll go check it out.
What's the worst gossip you ever heard about you?
Worst gossip that I ever heard about me. There's only been two things that I've heard. Maybe it's because people don't want to bother telling me. I heard I was having a child, which I was very happy to hear about when I heard it. But come to find out, I wasn't having a child. I was slightly disappointed because I already started buying all the clothes. But I heard I was pregnant, which I'm not. I've had no time. That's not bad gossip. That's, nothing really too bad, nothing that I can't handle.
Alors,
Donc il y avait une première question, c'est si on trouvait un dossier Sandra Bullock sur Internet, qu'est-ce qu'on trouverait dedans? Et elle dit sûrement comme dans son placard, un grand fouillis avec du linge sale, une petite valise. Et en fait, elle dit je sais pas trop quoi, parce que comme j'ai pas été chez moi depuis plus d'un an, en fait, je ne sais pas ce qu'il y a dans mon placard. Donc si jamais vous trouvez ce dossier sur Internet, dites-moi ce qu'il y a dedans. Et ensuite, à la question quel est le plus gros bobard qu'on ait raconté sur vous, le plus gros, ou enfin bobard ou gossip, bref. Elle dit on a récemment dit qu'elle était enceinte ou qu'elle avait un enfant, tout ça. Elle était très, très déçue parce qu'en fait, c'est pas du tout vrai. En fait, elle a même pas le temps d'être enceinte. So, do you mind if we ask, because we have a few minutes left, do you mind if we ask a few questions from the people in the crowd?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So, monsieur?
Hi, Sandra. Can you tell us the main reasons you think you've been chosen for this film? And the second question is, what is your question about France and the French pictures?
The reason I was picked for the net, I'm not really sure because I was very surprised that Erwin saw in me something that he felt could help parlay the story. At the time, I was incredibly interested in the internet. Every night I spent hours and hours and I so easily allow myself to get cocooned up in my house where I can understand somebody not wanting to go out in public, that it's a lot more safe and comfortable just to sort of communicate through this little gray box. So I felt a real kinship to that. And what was the second question?
Quelle était votre deuxième question?
what do you think of French movies? Que pensez-vous des films français?
Honestly, I think one of the main reasons for American films becoming more open to a more, how do you explain? I'd always seen American films as very commercial. And I think about a good 5 to 6 years ago, several films from France really infiltrated our market and sort of got huge acclaim and got a huge amount of success. So all of a sudden, the way I think American studio systems especially looked at filmmaking became more open-minded and a lot more, just a lot more, it got more depth to it. There's so many great films that have come from France that I love, that I know a lot of Americans too, especially filmmakers, look to as a good guideline of how they can really take American filmmaking into a new level. So I think my response to filmmaking from your country is incredibly powerful. You've influenced us a lot in our style and in how we can take more risks. So I'm a very, very big fan of your work.
Donc apparemment Sandra Bullock aime beaucoup le cinéma français, elle trouve qu'effectivement c'est une grosse influence, surtout sur certains jeunes réalisateurs. Il y a quelques années, plusieurs films français qui ont été des gros succès en France ont réussi à s'infiltrer un tout petit peu sur le marché américain. Je pense qu'elle fait référence notamment à l'Ours ou à Nikita. Et que, bon, bien entendu, elle respecte cette influence venant de France, enfin du cinéma français. Quant à la première question sur le choix, son choix par Irving Winkler, d'être choisi par Irving Winkler, pour Track sur Internet. Elle dit que dans un premier temps, elle a été surprise, mais en même temps, comme c'est quelque chose Internet auquel elle s'adonnait beaucoup à une époque, donc en même temps, il y a quelque chose de logique. Monsieur?
Yes, hi, good afternoon, Sandra, and thank you to be with us
Hi.
tonight. Thank you. I would like to ask you, what do you want to say to the next generation about computer? Is it a good thing or maybe a danger? Because you've done Demolition Man and the Net, I would like to know what kind of response you can tell us. Thank you.
Donc, est-ce qu'à votre avis, quel est votre message pour les générations futures par rapport aux ordinateurs? Est-ce que c'est un danger? Qu'en pensez-vous?
That's a really important thing to sort of keep in mind with anything that's as powerful as the internet has become. like any major piece of modern technology, once it was immersed into sort of a human place, it's going to be taken advantage of. And right now, the internet is moving so fast that I don't think we can regulate it as quickly as it's expanding. So right now, I extend a word of caution. Everything in moderation. If you think on the telephone, people can listen in on conversations, and that can be done so easily. It's the same on the internet. Just don't put out, like anything in life, don't put out anything you're not willing to lose in case there is a breakdown. So it's a very delicate subject matter right now. It's a great, powerful tool when used for good, but just like anything powerful, it's gonna be used for things that aren't that great too.
Donc elle dit que c'est un outil très très puissant dont l'évolution va plus vite que la régulation. En fait, on n'arrive pas encore à contrôler Internet, que donc c'est à utiliser plutôt à son avis, avec modération, même si c'est un outil formidable, mais comme tous les outils formidables, ils restent formidables s'ils sont entre de bonnes mains. Monsieur ?
Bonsoir, pour moi ce sera en français parce que mon anglais n'est pas parfait. Je souhaiterais savoir je crois savoir que dans le film il y a des plateformes Macintosh, je souhaiterais savoir si c'est un choix personnel ou si c'est un choix marketing imposé par Apple.
This guy would like to know. This guy would like to know if you use an Apple computer in the movie because it's your choice, or because it's just a joint venture between the movie, the producers, and is it your choice to have a Macintosh in the film, or is it the producer's choice?
You mean in the film?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean in terms of Macintosh versus IBM and things like that?
Absolutely.
I use, should I say this?
I don't know.
Go on.
So I use the company that has the fruit. And the film also used the company with the fruit. So I don't know whether it was a choice on behalf of Sony Studios to use the fruit or the other one, but we did use the fruit, and it worked very well for all of us.
Le monsieur lui demandait donc si elle utilisait un Macintosh dans le film, si c'était son choix ou c'était un choix de quelqu'un d'autre, référence évidemment marketing, et elle a répondu que elle, de toute façon, elle utilisait effectivement l'ordinateur avec le petit fruit, et que dans le film, effectivement, ils utilisaient les ordinateurs avec le petit fruit, et voilà.
Que tout le monde était heureux comme ça.
Tout le monde est content avec le petit fruit.
Donc monsieur, vous aviez une question?
Il n'y a pas de fille qui veut poser de question.
Hi Sandra, I would like to know how was Irving Winkler on the set in relation with you and the actors? Irving Winkler, how was Irving Winkler on the set?
Comment était Irving Winkler sur le tournage?
Irving Winkler's set was the wonderful thing that you get when you work with Irwin is probably the hardest thing to do as a director or a producer is the people around you that you hire. You want them to be brilliant at what they do, so that takes away from your burden. Irwin has such a reputation in this business that he's able to, at any time, get anybody to sort of come on board and really work well together. You always know you're going to have the best people working on a film with Irwin. And in terms of, on a personal level, working with Irwin, I always work best when somebody allows me to have playtime in between work because it's very stressful. So Irwin gave me a lot of time to do that. And the greatest thing about doing the net was at the very end, Irwin threw a party. And I was out of town, and he insisted that I come back into town. And I said, I can't make it. And he said, you come back into town. And I was like, I can't make it for a party. He says, you come back into town. So I came back into town, and they had a huge party for the end of the film. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the party, this movie screen comes down, and the music from My Fair Lady comes on. And Irwin and the producers had made this little 20-minute short film for me, based on all the stupid things that I did on camera. that you didn't see in the film, and it was one of the greatest things that anybody's ever done for me because they made me my own little 20-minute short on how they felt about me, and it was a pretty amazing thing. So working with Irwin is incredible.
Donc à la question de monsieur sur ses rapports de travail avec Irving Winkler, Sandra Bullock répond que d'abord travailler avec Irving Winkler, c'est l'assurance de travailler avec les meilleurs, parce que monsieur Irving Winkler, qui est aussi un grand producteur, a beaucoup d'influence à Hollywood et qu'il est capable de réunir les meilleures équipes pour tourner ses films. Sur un plan personnel, Irving Winkler lui a permis d'avoir pas mal de temps libre, et ce qu'elle a beaucoup apprécié parce que le tournage était très très stressant. Et enfin, sur un plan anecdotique, à la fin du tournage, Irving Winkler a absolument insisté pour qu'elle vienne sur une fête de fin de tournage alors qu'elle ne pouvait pas. Elle y est quand même venue et à un moment, dans la fête, un écran a été déroulé, la musique de My Fair Lady a été lancée et elle a pu voir un court-métrage de 20 minutes, une sorte de bêtisier de tout ce que vous ne verrez pas dans le film, mais de prises ratées et de choses comme ça, qui a été monté à son attention et à son honneur. Donc elle a été très flattée de ça et c'était vraiment pour elle un moment formidable de travailler avec Monsieur Winkler.
Hi Sandra, would like to know if you've ever been to Paris, and if not, do you have plans for a visit soon or a trip, holidays?
Êtes-vous déjà venu à Paris ou allez-vous venir?
Sorry.
Okay.
You finished?
Yeah. Go on.
The first time I was ever in Paris was not this past summer, but the summer before that. I went for a week with Speed, and I took my best friend with me, and we had such an amazing time. I cannot even tell you. The greatest day that I've probably had in a very long time. We went up to, and I'm going to say it, and everyone's going to laugh, but Sacré-Cœur.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, le Sacré-Cœur.
We went up there for a day and just spent the entire day up on the hill in the church, and just the feeling that we got walking around the town, and then when we went to dinner at the end of the day was one of the most incredible experiences. I had my best friend with me, and it was just everything that you hear about Paris, about the feelings that you get, and in the romance of it, in the history, you don't believe it's ever going to be that strong. And by the time we left, we felt like we were I don't know, we just felt something different. We just felt really moved by it, and we had a really, really wonderful time. So yes, my first time was about a year and a half ago, and it was great. And I plan on coming back very soon.
Good. Donc Sandra Bullock est venue il y a 1 an et demi à l'occasion de la sortie de Speed pour en faire la promotion. Elle était venue avec un ami, ils sont allés au Sacré-Cœur comme vous avez pu l'entendre. Ils ont passé une journée là-bas, ils ont adoré ça, ils ont été très émus par cette visite dans la ville. Ils disent que tout ce qu'on dit sur Paris est vrai, ils ont pu le ressentir et oui, elle compte bien revenir chez nous.
D'autres questions?
It's funny because the one thing that I would like to do before I go though is really try my best to get a general understanding of the language, because the entire time we were there, we would go into restaurants, and I didn't want to embarrass myself by not being able to order in the language. So the only thing that I know how to say is fromage. So I ate a lot of cheese when we were there.
Donc elle dit qu'avant de revenir à Paris, elle aimerait bien en savoir un tout petit peu plus sur notre langue, de manière à pouvoir au moins commander dans un restaurant, parce qu'un des rares mots qu'elle connaissait, c'était le mot fromage, donc ils ont mangé beaucoup de fromage la dernière fois qu'ils sont venus à Paris. Donc on avait une question dans le public.
Hi, I'd like to know if you have a project for a new movie now.
Après celui-ci, après celui qu'elle est en train de tourner.
After this movie, do you have a project for a movie?
Yeah, the next project that I'm going to be doing is something that I'm going to be producing myself. A friend of mine wrote this script about 2 years ago, and I took it to Miramax and Disney, and we sold it. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is producing. So we'll see what happens.
Okay,
That's
donc
slated for next, and then
no. So I just translate the first part, okay? So, donc elle a effectivement un projet qu'elle va produire pour Miramax et Disney. C'est un projet d'un ami à elle qui a écrit le scénario il y a plus de 2 ans. Et donc la prochaine chose qu'elle va faire, c'est en fait être productrice. Go ahead, please, if you want to add something.
oh no, I forgot it already. Sorry.
Sandra, what will it change for you to produce a movie? que ça va changer pour elle de produire?
I don't know. I mean, I've been producing along with this theater company for a while, and I produced my first short film that actually we just finished about a week ago. I really enjoy producing. That it's something that comes natural to me. The only thing that changes is that you have to start worrying about what money is spent and how creatively it is used, as opposed to just walking on set and knowing your lines and developing a character. So it takes up a lot more of your time, but I've got all the time in the world, so I'm really, really looking forward to it.
En fait, ça ne va pas changer grand-chose pour elle de produire, parce qu'elle a déjà fait ses premiers pas dans la production du côté du théâtre, mais aussi du côté, elle vient de produire son premier court-métrage il y a à peine une semaine, si mes souvenirs sont bons par rapport à ce qu'elle vient de dire. Et donc, voilà, c'est une expérience nouvelle qui l'attend, mais en même temps, le truc, c'est de trouver ce qu'il y a de nouveau dans cette expérience, et surtout, c'est de trouver l'argent. C'est quand même le plus difficile, et c'est une chose qu'elle n'avait pas à faire, bien entendu, en tant qu'actrice. Une dernière question.
Oui, bonsoir Sandra, ce sera en français pour moi aussi, ça épargnera les oreilles sensibles. Je voulais vous demander quel était le rôle que vous auriez le plus à cœur de tenir, si vous aviez le choix.
Which part would you like to play the most, if you had choice, if you could choose your part?
I think pretty much by the end of this year, I've played everything that I've ever wanted to play. I mean, I'm a little concerned actually for my future, because right now I feel like I've used up all my resources in terms of what I've experienced in life in order to put that into my work. So there's been two parts that I've really loved that I've already played. So I don't know what I would choose for next. I don't know what role would come along, and that's the one that I would choose. So maybe I'll have to take a year or two off in order to get more life experience to be able to choose the next one. But I think I've already played what I really wanted to play for right now.
Donc Sandra Bullock trouve qu'elle a été plutôt chanceuse d'avoir pu jusqu'à maintenant jouer en fait les rôles qu'elle avait vraiment envie de jouer, et qu'il lui faudrait peut-être prendre du recul pour pouvoir effectivement commencer à se poser les questions de savoir qu'est-ce que j'ai vraiment envie de jouer. Mais jusqu'à maintenant, elle trouve qu'elle a été plutôt chanceuse et qu'elle a eu l'occasion de jouer ces rôles auxquels elle tenait beaucoup. À vous.
Hi Sandra, I would like to know what do you think about French nuclear test?
No, French what? French what?
Nuclear testing.
Oh, nuclear testing. Well, that's another hot subject. Nuclear testing. You know, to be honest with you, I think it's unnecessary. I mean, I think it's something that was developed with maybe good intentions, but there's too much that can go wrong rather than the good that can be made of it, so don't put me in a corner like that.
Donc elle trouve que elle pense que c'est pas spécialement utile, même si ça a peut-être été fait au début avec de bonnes intentions, elle n'en voit pas franchement l'utilité. Et bon, apparemment elle est un peu, enfin c'est pas qu'elle a pas très envie de répondre à la question, mais elle est un petit peu embarrassée par cette question, mais de toute évidence elle est pas trop pour. Do you know there will be you can write right now on the Macintosh you got, you know, the computer with the fruit you're facing right now? Yeah, you can write to Erwin Winkler, because there's going to be a conference with Erwin Winkler and Rob Cohen, the screenwriter of The Net. So what message will you send to them if you had to write to them right now?
If I was to write to them, I don't know, they haven't called, they haven't written me, they haven't kept in touch like they said they would. And I'm a little angry about it. Just to wish them well. They're great people, an incredibly talented group of people with a tremendous history. And I think just for everyone who's writing into them, don't be afraid to ask anything. I mean, they're very open and honest people, and I think you could get a great amount of information. This is a good time to sort of, you know, go into their brains and find out how they've gone about doing a lot of things. So just tell them to have a good time, that's all.
Ok, donc elle dit qu'elle leur écrirait simplement, qu'elle leur enverrait leurs meilleurs vœux, parce qu'il va y avoir, bien entendu, juste après une conférence sur Internet avec M. Irving Winkler et Rob Cohen, qui est le scénariste de Track sur Internet. Et dit que si elle devait leur laisser un message, ce serait à la fois de leur souhaiter plein de bonnes choses, mais en même temps de leur rappeler qu'ils avaient promis d'écrire, ils avaient promis de l'appeler et qu'ils ne l'ont jamais fait. Sandra, thank you very much for being with us tonight. It was the first time in Europe to have such a conference with someone from the United States, and it was you. So thank you very, very much. And hope we'll see you in Paris.
Thank you very much, dear. This was pretty amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and say hi to Joel Schumacher and to all the team, and have a good work and have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. Maintenant,
So I better not do anything horrible now because then everyone's still watching, and I can see that you all are still watching.
1, 2. Et maintenant, Sandra va chanter.
Voilà, il ne nous reste plus qu'à vous souhaiter un excellent film. Branchez-vous sur le net, parlez à Irving Winkler, parlez à Rob Cohen, et merci encore. Bonne soirée.
Bonsoir, bon film.